Parshas Chayei Sara Kovshin Pevov. We hand the Holy Mir Yehivah, Brooklyn, New York. I wanted to say one aside first to start out. Tiferes Shmuel. Chazal tell us that one of the biggest shenis of Avraham Avinu was that Hashem told Avram that I'm going to give you Eretz Yisrael for Yerusha, and then what happened? And then he had to pay a lot of money for it. He had to pay Mamish Amei Shel Kesef. Says Rashi in Parshas Vayera. Hashem speaks to Hashem telling Moshe Rabbeinu how the Ovus will never mahar acharai. Even though I told Rabbi Moshe to give Eretz Yisrael, and yet, even though he had to pay a lot of money, wasn't mahar, he didn't question anything. And you said, I said, okay, I'm going to go over there, the psukim over there. So Shiur is the kasha by size. Kasha bothers for years. Yes, the mighty kasha, the Chayei, he says. What kind of bigness, if the Brahmin does that Kedah, what kind of sign is that to say that, you have to pay for Morris HaMachpelah? It's not geschmack to pay. You have to write a big check sometimes, right? You rather keep the money in the bank. Klapi, that Kedah, such a mice that Kedah just did, is even called an Esoyin. It's called anything. Everybody say, just a mice Kedah. What's that Kipshat? Other members of Kasha? No. I don't know if we said a list here. You give a mushal. I'm all called for Griya. They tell me they want to donate money for the building campaign. We put you down for $1 million. She says, yes, he's going to pay it out over a few years. You know what I mean? Everybody say, they're already asking the Enikach to still keep paying it out. Sometimes, So he says, he'll give money, no problem, give money, fine. $1 million. He gone to dinner, gone to campaign, he gone to Chayei, pictures and everything. And Acher Kol HaMaisa, the Shiur calls him up and says, if you don't mind, he tells him, the Shiur ran out of coffee. It's coffee. Can I put you down for coffee? He says, we need a place that is $500 to buy a few cases of coffee. Put you down for coffee. So the guy gets upset. He says, I don't understand. What's the limit? Enough's enough. It's not enough. I just spent $1 million. He says, a place to go ahead. Now I have to go ahead also and go pay for coffee also. Rabbi said, it sounds ridiculous. You just gave $1 million. What are you arguing about? Is ashtus like this, right? But it doesn't make any sense. But a mollah guy, Bo Maimad Nofesh, he got to such a point that he parsha like he explodes. He can't take it anymore. I'm saying I can't take it. I can't take it anymore, right? And the Chayei and this and that, and then the caterer tells him that this is this amount of thousand, that amount of say the fine. Comes at the end, makes the Chayei, and by the way, there's another 5% that says, what? What's 5% you're already spending? The Chayei says, I feel sure this. A more guy's his breaking point, a guy's his limit, and he says, Ad Khan, the Chayei he can't. Which is a moedig zacha. Think about it a second. You see for this Soyin, Rabbi said, listen well. A moedig uptight from the ganze Kedah. Well, how do you see it? Rabbi did that Kedah. I got it. I really did that Kedah. He said, he didn't do that Kedah in a way that I can't take it anymore. That's it. You know what I mean? Like he's being pushed to the end, pushed to the brink, and the raya would be when he explodes. The Chayei's not going to say, and that's it. He goes over the top. The rest of the raya was that Kedah b'rotzen hatoiv, and with that shuka. Was the fact that you have nothing to sign after that, and this thing, and then they have to pay money, and it was all like he was calm as if nothing ever happened, as if you just woke up today, there was no Kedah, no nothing. He didn't say, look, you did Kedah, now Sara died, and now he has to bury her, no. He did it with such a rotzen hatoiv that he was never on the verge of exploding. A person only is on the verge of exploding when he's doing what he really doesn't want to do. You cop the verb, everybody says, the way to give up. But that does things he doesn't want to do, so then he feels like he's being pushed, and that's it, now he goes crazy. Avinu did it with such a Ratzon HaToiv. And what's the raya? Sara dies. Takes it very calmly. Gives him hesp and everything. Yes, the Be'er no problem. We'll pay top dollar. This Alskate and Ryan, you see, I'm waiting to uptouch your place. I'm waiting to uptouch. What's the Nachan Akud? I said so God, I was in Lagos, since I'm Lagos, I'm waiting to get chizuk from this. Santa Zach, Pasuk says, Vayishma Avram al Ephraim. Avram listens to Ephraim and he pays Armei Shagas Armei Soicha. Like the Mir Yehivah, I don't understand. The Pasuk should say Avram did not listen to Ephraim. Everyone says take it for free. We love each other. We're friends. It's fine. No big deal. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You need to ride to JFK Airport. No problem. It's 2 hours traffic. That's okay. I'm more than happy to take you. There's a smiles like this. So Pasuk should say Avram lo shama Ephraim. He told Ephraim, no. I don't want for free. And he paid the money. What does it mean? If he paid money, he wasn't listening to Ephraim. Which is a big Yisrael I'm telling you now. So when someone tells you, God gives you a present, he leaves a price tag on the present. You know what I mean? When someone tells you, you know how much I spent for this? Someone buys it's a Hanukkah present. You know how much time I spent to pick this out, and I spent a few $100 and those and yens. When you talk too much about it, it means that it's really bothering that you did it. You know what I'm saying? Something that you love to do for somebody. Imagine Chaim Kanievsky would come to the guy's house, and there's a chance to go ahead and be machlis orachim. He's not going to say, "Wow, I spent $300 on this and doing it." And this Usher schus Chaim Kanievsky came as the belt is garnished, the money's garnished, big deal. Well, what's a few $100? It's nothing, right? As a schus. Imagine coming to Chayei. He's over here from Avinu. What is everything from Avinu? I'm giving you a field that's worth Armei Shal. He leaves the price tag on it. You know what I mean? You think you're a present, take out the price tag. He leaves the price tag on. Tells him, I'm losing you so much money. I'm giving you away. I saw grace is schum for geld. I'm giving you such a big present. Avram says, I hear exactly what he's saying. I hear exactly where you're coming from. I hear that you're losing money, and it's worth so much money, and it's costing you so much money. He says, I hear you very well. Here's a check for the money. He says, leave me alone. So he said, Amol. He says, a guy has to go for a simcha. Lakewood, Muncie, other places. And you feel that you're part of the simcha. Imagine you're going to a simcha. It's your own child, right? Your own child, your own brother. So you sit the whole time and say, oh my gosh, there's crazy traffic, or wow, the tolls are so expensive. This is the... No, it's not shy, you have to be there. What's the shy? Traffic, no traffic, you have to talk about it. You have to fly to Chasa, Chicago, you're a piece of Chavruzi, your best friend, you're there, your Talmid, your Rebbe, whatever it is. So there's a person that say to himself, oh, this is crazy, airport. No, this is nothing. Klapi to be able to be by the Chasana, doesn't care how much traffic is, how much it costs to park, how the tirchas, and this is als garnish klapi, the gewaldige matara, the gewaldige inyan to go ahead and be able to participate and enjoy such a Chasana. So Shivi says, a person said, same word as by Ephraim, a person that talks about the gas, the tolls, the schlep, the time, the this, means because deep down you don't want to be there, he said. Deep down you feel, have another alternative is not to go. If it bothers you, if you're complaining about it, if you're talking about it, that's the aggressor. You feel you don't belong there. The person feels he belongs. That doesn't make a difference how much it costs, how long it takes, and what it does. He says, if you feel you belong in a place, you have no complaints. The guy only complains in a place. That's what it says in Meyer. The Meyer says that a person never say Tzali Amokim. Shouldn't say it's very squashed over here. When you come to Yerushalayim, to El Regel, everyone's squashing to Yerushalayim, right? They say today, even today, Baruch Hashem, you go today, the buses are packed during Sukkot time, right? All the, everyone's there, Baruch Hashem, squashing over there. Baruch Hashem, you should never say Tzal Mokim. Why not? I'm squashed, why not? Tesla, squash means that, you have somewhere else to go. I'm saying you have another alternative. If you believe this is the only place on earth, and that's it, this is the place, El Regel, no, you can see squash. This is where you are. That's it. There's no other option. I'm saying there's no other choice. Person says complaints means you have another chance, another alternative, another option. You're not happy with what is here. So if you go ahead and complain and say, wow, it's costing me so much money, means deep down he said, I could have rather sold it and not give it to him. Oh, so you're not happy to give it. You're not for us and not toif. A Farah says, I don't take your presents. He goes and he pays the money. Bishop used to say, the cheapest way to get something in life is to pay for it. You know what I mean? Favors are very, very expensive. Favors, cost a lot more than the purchase price. They say the Gedolim don't show it to nobody. It's a big zacher, but it's a big zacher. You should all learn from that also. People don't put his whole coat in his sleeve. You don't ask people to give him rides. You don't want the Chazon Ish also, the Shiur himself the same way also. Shad is because you come on to people, then you owe them this, you owe them that. There's no limit to how much you owe them, and they extract payment. You know what I mean? It's not just want to get into brisk, but it's more than that. The kids, the easiest way is a baisai that you don't come on to. I want to say, where did you avoid now? Where did you say a baisai? It's kedai to come just for this one point, and that is. The Meyer. Eliezer goes ahead. I mean, every point here is moed gezach. One thing is this is atolis al kolana. The boy said this you'll mamish have such a chizuk from this. They come to Eliezer. Eliezer comes to the house and he tells Psul and Novan the whole story about what happened. You wouldn't believe it. Today I left. I came to the Chayei from San Diego. Mamish today I came on horse and buggy. Couple hours later, boom, I'm over here in New York. You believe it? He says, Mamish, today I left, as I kvitza derech, I have, wow, unbelievable. I come in, I daven for the shidduch, and as soon as I daven, boom, Rivka walks right over to me. It's unbelievable. I ask for a girl to give me to drink, and give me this, and boom, she gives me to drink, gives me this. On and on, it keeps going. See, after the Shmaya, Tzlocha, Bracha, Nisim, and everything. So, Lombas will say, wow, Hashem Yatzadah, this is unbelievable. We have nothing to say. We can't even say like we're speechless. That's it. That's it. The deal's closed. We're stunned. We're stunned in silence. You hear this? Wow, it's unbelievable. What happens 5 minutes later? 5 minutes later, all of a sudden, Saul tries to kill Eliezer. Tries to poison him. So either Saul had a very, very big case, what they call schizophrenia, bipolar, or all the other problems that could come up in such a situation. How can you go ahead and you can say Hashem said, "Don't look at right," and a minute later you're going in and saying to go kill the person? How can that be such a thing? What do you say? This is Kashas Ram Sanikra. They just said Hashem Yasad over. I can't believe it. That's it. This is the done deal. This is amazing. Wow. Hashem made it so we davened, and then she came, she right around the corner, she showed up. I want as that girl, BJJ, and her father should be like this and that, her father should be a great Rosh Yeshiva, but the Zayd has a lot of geld, and then it's fell here, and it's there, and it can go, it's Israel, and Monday, aus, wow. A minute later, he says, let's bring Etam poison, come, let's kill him, let's ruin the shidduch, now, let's try to spoil the shidduch. So the Shira, he said, Lochan Ram brings down, the Ram says, don't listen to the fools that tell you that a person is destined before he is born to be a tzaddik or rosh. It's not true, he said. A person has a koyach habachir of the Ram, we spoke about this Ram many times about it, it should be torn basnech, it should be ringing in your ears. You have a koyach, every boy in this room, every time Chochem in this room, has a koyach to be a tzaddik, a Moshe Rabbeinu, the Rambam, or a rosh, like your omen avot, or a Rambam. I spoke to the place of Neymar in Minizman, I was saying that, I said, the Rambam, the Shiur always say, this got to you for a moment. So the Rambam was not a chizik sefer. I'm all saying, a chizuk, I tell you, Mama, you should know, you can mamish be so great, you're amazing, hey, the koiches. Rambam's halacha sefer. A shtaitung's halacha l'maisa. So the Rambam, you have a koyach to be a tzaddik Moshe Rabbeinu. Or the Rosh Gromenavot, Lashon Rambam. You're not born to be a tzaddik or Rosh. You are born to be whatever you want to be. I said last night, I spoke to in Lakewood, I spoke to him last night. So I said to him, more people complain. More guy complains, doesn't have him shout at the Shmaya, well, he blames the Boishlam, what are you blaming him for? What you want to do, Hashem will help you do. That's what my son. Blame yourself, what are you blaming Hashem for? It's totally in you. Hashem wants you to be. Trust Hashem wants. You don't want. But the Shiva says, that's the koyach habechir you have. In 1 minute you can be Yochanan Kohen Gadol, for 80 years of Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's like the man after they become a Tzduki. Stucky. Put a chveis his tefillin on his nose, a chveis on his shalyad on his hands. He started in a ketamtze kazatzke chveis in the middle, a chveis, and then he had make an Isaac, a musical. I'm just saying, chveis, bring instruments that the slichas and you do everything. You know what I mean? So the Shiur says, he said, that's the koyach von a mensch. The koyach von a mensch is he can be standing by Meyer HaSinai, and he can hear Noicha Hashem Elekecho, and he can see all the skies open, and Nochtem can go and make an eagle and say Eile Elehecho Yisrael Asher Haluchem Eretz. That's the koyach von a mensch. It's only even not just to go down, I say. People think that down is easy, you know what I mean? Right, down is easy. To go up also. We said many times, that person who Chashno falls to the Melech. The Melech Chamonoslan. Takes his kid to fire God, sometimes means he kills his kid, throws his kid into the fire, Chamonoslan. He takes it to the fire, whatever he does, it's something very, very miserable and bad that Hashem says, Hashem says, I'll be put him and call out Sokai. I'm going to clear my schedule to go ahead and put Hashem Yirachem Le'enem Lo Elechem. What's it after that? In the same Indian. This Melech guy. This guy that fell to the Melech that asked him in Shemayim, why weren't you a Kosh? Unbelievable. I think I got the wrong guy. I think I got the wrong guy. No, it's not. Guys that come to Shemayim, he was a great banker, he had his wall all the times, London, Mexico, here, there, and you tell him why. And he says, I missed the country. And they're going to say to him, I don't understand, where's your Pirush on Ktsois? This Pirush on Ktsois, I think you have the wrong last name, It's not Kohn with a K, it's Kohn with a C. I don't mean anyone here in public. He says, I think I got the wrong spelling, he says. I think I'm the wrong person, he says. I didn't open Ktsois at all, he says. Tell him, where's your Pirush on Ktsois, they told him. So what do you mean Pirush on Ktsois? How is he making money? That's the koiches you had. So the Mir Yehivah, that's the koich a person has. It's only v'noyer, but it's scary. It's only a koich that you have. That you can see Hashem as Adamar. And the middle they try to rule the shidduch. You hear this? Baruch Hu is Tiferes Roman of what? Let's go the other way now. He's Tiferes him. It's the Seu. Lashon Gemara. Lashon Apostle. The Seu, he grabbed onto him. Imagine Hashem grabs onto the person. And he tells him, Chazor bach, do tshuva. Hashem begs him. What's the answer? What is the answer? Leibina. It's okay. Try it off, but I'll decline. You decline? Chutzpah. Hashem comes to you, talks to you, to say, Godov. That's Koich HaBchir. You can hang up the phone on the voice on, but that's Koich HaBchir you have, yeah? That's Hashem in this world for me. If he's not Koich HaBchir, nobody's in this world. What does HaBchir? They go home. Understand? You hear the shlugs of Koich every second of your life. We did yesterday, it's not Mechayiv to do today, today's not Mechayiv to do tomorrow. You hear this, everybody say? You have to always work on itself. It's a gesher tzam, it's work on a narrow bridge. You have to always hold on, everybody say. You never, Talmid of Mir Yeshiva says, don't trust yourself. You have to constantly, it's a constant battle, it's a constant, it's a toiv, it's a toiv. It's not a kind of Meyer says, and the Meyer says on the days in Sukkot, the Talmid of Mir Yeshiva, he fights even more, everybody say. Even more. Our job is to hold strong. Saul couldn't hold strong. Saul just caved in like that. 1 second. He could have easily just said, "It's hard to get out of here. Let her get married. Let her be an aim be Israel." Right? He could have played along. He could have came to the chasna with a nice bow tie, and he could have taken nice pictures and this and that and that from the carving stations. Instead of what you say, switched around the bowls, and the soul's gone. I say that was his last bechira that he had, and he failed it so bad. He's gone forever. What do you say? It's a moedige parsha. The koyach when a man shot is a moedige parsha. You have a koyach to be a commercial. I said many times, Jews. We said this many times over here in the Shiur. So Moshe Press, if you learn Torah your entire life, You didn't even one time find out who won the Super Bowl or who won the this and who's the president of America. You learned every life. Mistam is a good chance and I become a Kivega or the Ktsoyis and to be Moshe Rabbeinu. What's wrong with the Psak Moshe Rabbeinu? Teretz is Moshe Rabbeinu's koiches is not him. It's Rosh Hashanah. The fact of Kishrin, the ability that he was born with. Moshe Rabbeinu was Malabais Oiro. He's born with such koiches. Moshe Rabbeinu was the koiches he put into himself, and that we all have the koiches do. Rabbi say, you put the koiches into yourself to be all the koiches you could do. Shamayim, that's Moshe Rabbeinu. Shmuel Berenbaum gives that to Yes, the state that Moshe Rabbeinu Shmuel Shmuel Moshe was eagles, Moshe Aaron eagle, Shmuel's eagle, Moshe Aaron, who Moshe. That's the koich you have. You put the ganze koiches. Koich Bechira, Rabbi says the ganze Yisoid HaChaim. He should say many times. Rabbi said many times. So the person has to realize the koich Bechira that he has. He said, "Dos haklikach havelt." He said, "We're living in a how do you say klukach in English? It's like a wealth opportunity that like no other that we have over here." He said, "You have a choice and a chance to go ahead and earn yourself nitzchias every day and every second of your life." The opportunity you have now is, Rashu said, in this world you can say a Seforim and Tosis. Next world's too late already. He says, well, you didn't say here, you can't say there. Please over here. Here's your chance. This is your time. This is your place. What is one with Akuda, but it's very late. But I wanted just to bring out one Akuda. I said this. Got a Leko last night. Got it to my favorite of Torah. But those who heard it, quick Chazara. I should say it again. Shaking maybe a Shabbos again. Yes, she was somebody the Akashi, so the Chayei. What makes so hard on Rivka for? Little girl. She's sitting and schlep and feed all these camels and this. The Chayei, you know, I'm always a kid. You know, can I have a candy? Want to test the kid, right? You candy. Okay. Game's over. Tell her, can you please feed me and my camels? 10 huge camels. Because I'll say that I forgot to bring her to drink up how many times, for how many people water, maybe water for 50 people, 100 people, 10 camels. And the other scene there was 10 jlobs, 10 huge men, he brings them 10 guys, camel drivers, all sitting on our side. A little girl, 3 years old, okay, continue filling up, okay, continue. 2 more left, you're doing good, 2 more left, let's go. The 2 more, 1 more left, okay, down to 1. Give her a break. Sim, you like the kasha? Enough shine. You have to point. You gave chesed. What do you have to? Muchazah. If you want to see who's an ish emes, when you see what comes out from the person, says the Gemara, Yagatu Matzasa Tamin. It's a Mishnah. You can't argue in a Mishnah. Aftocha, he said. If you're Mageh B'Torah, you're going to be Zoichet and Metzias. You got to Matzasa. Metzia means Lama that you may get for. Oh, it's not a Metzia. You work for it, it's not a Metzia. You got to Matzasa, he said. If you're Ma'al Yeh B'Torah, be Zoichet, there's so much Torah to become so great. If you're Me'ageya. Guy walks around, I couldn't finish the Masechta. I don't know, Pshana. Who you fooling? Who you blaming? Because you weren't Me'ageya like you should have. You're busy taking breaks. You're busy looking around. You're busy knowing all the latest hakich and all the latest shittim bavolim. One of how much you spent on this and how much that and how much the other zach is. I heard he spent the chveis, for a chasen. I heard just the flowers. The chveis is he flew into Israel, flew from here. It's that cob. Learn Toysvis. What are you wasting your life for? Is he talking about you? It's all there. He said he wanted to see if she would be matzliach for and goes to zach. That's what he wanted to see. It's not so easy to do chesed. At times you get tired. She gets an emergency phone call. She's under the weather. She tried, but her arm hurts. The pitcher broke. The camels don't want to drink. The camels kicked it down. He wanted to see she really for real. But she's just there for the fun of it. She wanted to just marry a rich guy. Saw guys coming to grace of camels. 10 Mercedes. 10 the Mercedes. What's it called? G-Box. What's it called? What is it came with a zelchus. I always thought, it's a never take a car. It was a grocer tire outside. Like never know to. So I'm telling no, for cat, this is expensive. So Comes as a grace of fairs, grace of camels and this, all loaded up to it and be other. The bag figures, you know what? This guy who has a mention, I'm sure he'll take care of me. Once she's some camel for MS, you see what came out of it. She was able to fear the camels drank, and she was able to do it, and no one disturbed, and no one came in the middle, and there was no smoke alarm, and there's no this, and there's no that, and there's no emergencies, and no hurricanes, and nothing. She was able to fear does it right with the kavanah was. He says, she says, you see today, I was going to shtick fire. How do you see it? You see what came out from a barn. Yeshivas all over Lakewood, 12 Batim Midrashim B'lein Hara, packed of people. Kanaina Hara, talking about already in the 5 digits. Kanaina Hara, Kein Yirbu. Mamish, you see the Riska, the Reise, the Seforim, the Chaburis, the Oyin V'Noira was coming for a fighting person. Panovich Yehovah was also a shtick fire. She said, look, came out from him. A ganze city from Torah, Mamish, a ganze Mukim city, Mamish, Ani and Shiur. But fighter, it's Irim Panovich, for regular, for older, for younger. Person, don't walk around. Hakam Rav Siyata D'Shmai Chasashon. Because you're not trying. That's the real answer. Shu Yesa Bachanu, you're ready to start trying, you say, yeah, Mitzvah Hashem. No Mitzvah Hashem. Hashem wants. That's his Nissik's parsha. He wanted to see if she could figure out Lamaisa. If you could do Lamaisa, you finish the Masechta, and you know it. That's a right. I came to Yeshiva with the right calling. If you can't finish it, and you don't know it, and you have Shrekai, this and that, there's no one to blame. And that guy says he blames everybody. Of course, you have to waste this and that, and in Mulder's man, he's busy with other things, whatever, he's under the weather. The Shiur used to always say, a Bach Hangtan learning has no time to get sick, no time to get the Chashon on the cold, no time for this. He said, there's an other Shmira. He saw Machrish Ladas. He wanted to see if this is Taka the one. See, the Sata Shmai will show Taka who he is. There's a Nachamal, different Nikud. He said he saw the mind was early Karosa. He saw how Chosh she was. He saw at the Eskadu Mr. Gres for Zach. One to just bring out one more Nikuda. It's very late. But it says that Yitzchok went to bring Hagar from Be'er Lachayroi. What did he bring her? So Rashi brought it back that she should be a wife for his father Avram. Petra Shiva, Avram couldn't take a wife himself. He had to wait for Yitzchak to go call Hagar and take her. Avram wanted to remarry. He could have easily made a phone call, call a shotgun, right? Someone in between. It's called someone in between, and finish, and then take her. What's it? Yitzchak had to go to Velachari and bring her Avram. He said, from Avinu, felt, if he takes her for a wife, Yisrael's going to feel bad. Yisrael's going to say to himself, Yisrael's going to feel nifkan. He's going to say to himself, this is the lady who made my mother so miserable, she made my mother so upset, and now she comes and takes over, she's sitting at the head of the table now, and she's the one who going my father to all the chasanas. She's the grace that carries her bias now. This is the one who made my mother this problem and that problem, and she says she goes to my zoy, throw her out. Yitzchak could have felt bad about it. Rabbi said, I don't want to hurt Yitzchak's feelings. Yitzchak on his own went to bring her. Let him agree to marry her. So she said, 2 nekudas over here. 2 nekudas are by saying. Number 1, he said, just because you're right does not mean you have to do it. We have it in Parshas Mishpatim. Rabbi said, Parshas Mishpatim, the guy lends some money, and the guy gives you his blanket. Every day I bring back the blanket, take it back in the morning, bring it back. The guy says, give me a break. It's fine to bring back. I'll bring it back. I'm not busy with this blanket anymore. So Baruch will be careful if he calls out to me, Shemati Yechanan Oni. So excuse me, Yechanan Oni. Hashem says, you know what? You don't do things so perfect either. And do I, am I Erech HaPayim? Do I have Rachmanis? Do I have Atranis? Do I give you a chance to Erichas Apayim? Rachmanis, if you had them also learn from me. Rabbi could have had a right to marry once, a right to do what I want. You can't stop me, you can't tell me what to do. But the Rabbi say, that's not what Ben Torah talks. That's not the way Balmidus talks, the way Balmusa talks. No such thing, you can't tell me, you can't this, you can't that. He said, Rabbi say, you have to rechet zuchot yen and begin to feel it. That's one akuda. There's another akuda, Dr. Shiva. And that is, in order to go ahead and uproot a paid on somebody, only way to do that, Rabbi say, is a native to the person. Not to say, Amoich. So any way to be nice to him. Someone that was mean to you, that did something not nice to you, doesn't matzah you, bothered you, you don't just say Amoich you. You add a way to befriend him, and be mechazik him, and make him feel good. When you give to him, that brings out the ahava. That takes away the kapeda. Once they said Chacham to go from Yeruchim, see he wanted him to announce in the yeshiva. And announced, he sent a message to some bacha. He wants to talk to him in his office. During Seder, this bacha was a big Rabbi Yeruchim Zamench, it's a big, Talmid of Mir Yeshiva. So he sent back a message, a big chutzpah. He sent back a message. Torah Chatzkol, Mil Seder. I don't believe in Mil Seder. So it's a big chutzpah. Even Rabbi Yeruchim's biggest Talmidim, like Mound, other ones, though, like. Excuse me, it's a Chassel's Mashkiach, he can't talk. Guy refused to go. We'll say after the mice of Chassel's very mechaber the bacha, made it feel good, and he's going to be biased by him. To be oika kapeda is not so easy. That's Rabbi Yosef also. He was native to his brother. Rather than asking me, rather than asking, I'm give you the best part of it around it. To be oika kapeda, that's a native to him. The Meyer saw Salat was on the train. This guy was very chutzpahdik to him. Told him to shut the window. Don't do this, don't do that. He figures his time. Salat was a very big honor. He doesn't act like a great tzaddik. And afterwards, he found out that this is Salat. He wanted to get a smicha from him. And someone had taught it to him and helped him and this and that. When it comes to shaykhid kind of position, but you say 2 lessons over here. Number 1, you have to be not just you say it's okay. You have to be misham toiv tachas ra. Go be native to the guy. That's the real way to get rid of kapeda. Not just say Moichel. Moichel's cheap. Go ahead and be extra nice to the person. That's how you'll smooth it out. And number 2 is, even if you have a right to something, even if it belongs to you, and everything else, but the Maisa, if your enemy's going to be hurt, you have to take into account. You can't say what's my right. Because Baruch Hu says, I also have rights, but I don't demand my rights either, he says. V'shematik yechanan, learn from me, Hashem says. From me had a right to marry, a right to do, a right to this. If you might be hurt, from you not doing anything, he says. So it's up one person went ahead and brought it there. What do you say? Stay chizim the 6th parsha, seal nice at the end, the Valdige, this is the Valdige Shidduch, was the ganze Hamshach, like she was said, you see the Chayei from Rivka, she was a Mamshach from Chal Yisrael, growing up in Mug Rishoyim, place Rishoyim. Rabbi says nothing stopping you being the best person in the world, nothing holding you back. Your only enemy is yourself, Chas v'Shalom. Then everybody say, "Chazik on each other." Shvizaychatak, Unkum said, "Talmid of Mir Yeshiva, Volunteer to go."